Namo Dasa Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa. So it takes time. So today we are on the page number Adasalini, page number 303, the first paragraph. Paragraph number 431. So in continuation of last week discussion, discussion of the last week, that is Katata. Kitata Katata di Kata Karana. So as Zayadaw Badadika Zayadaw explained, so the explanation Kata Karana, the Kata is okay, but the Karana, the word Karana is added because to indicate the sense of the case ending, the meaning of the case ending. So Kadada here is ablated case ending, ablated case ending, in the sense of the cause, Karana. So and another, I consulted another books also, they are mentioned the same. So then what is I get is Kadada Kadakarana Tasama the et Tasama therefore, okay, to indicate the meaning of the Karana. Karana means therefore or the because of. So Kada in Karana should be joined by means of the Kamadharaya Samasa. Okay, Kamadharaya Samasa. So Kada is some Kada Bhava, state of being something that has been done. Okay, state of being something that has been done. So because Karana means a cause, because of, okay, because of something, because of the state of something that has been done, okay, that has been accumulated. So it means because of the kusala karma we have accumulated in the previous existences. So that is in the ancient order commentary or order translation, older than the what? Older than the Bhadadika Sayadaw translation, also the same thing. It explained the same in the same way it translated. So that that is the way they explained. So we can understand that according to their explanation. So Kadada is explained by the word Kadakarana. Then Tada Safi is omitted. No need explanation, I think. So very obvious. That's why commentator just put the Karana in order to indicate the sense of the case ending, ablated case ending, the meaning of the ablated case ending, Kada Karana. So Kada and Karana are referring to the same thing. Cause also refer to what? Refer to the kusala karma that has been done before. And also Kada bhava, the same thing. So here, Kada here means what? But something that has been done before. So Upachitata. Upajitata.
So, Sayadaw,
Yes.
so the kata and karana refers to the same thing, Sayadaw?
Yeah. Kata and karana. So if we take, if because the karana is a cause, so if we take the what as it is, not as a meaning or the ablative sense. So here the explanation is ablative sense. Ablative means what? Cause. Okay. So if we take a cause, so what is the cause? The cause itself is no other but the kusala karma that has been done before.
Right, Sayadaw. So what I understanding from Sayadaw's explanation is that karana is to explain the case ending, the ablative case ending. But
I
if that's
mean,
the case, that is different than karma, then because it's just explaining the case ending. But if we say that karana is the same as kata, then which means karana is the same as karma, then it has nothing to do with the case ending.
because the sense of the case ending. So the sense of the case ending is a cause. Cause. So not the from.
Yes.
Okay. So if we consider what is the cause, then the cause is no other than but the what? The state of something that has been done. In brief, it is a karma, kusala karma. So because the word karana make it's also very clear, but maybe commentator don't want to make us confused. That's why he added. Because if we see kamasa kadada, kamasa kadada, so we may mistake with the nominated case ending, plural number case ending. So and also.
Actually, the original text is easier to understand the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. But when the commentator explained, I would like to think it's like a nominative case. If we just read Katata, we will never think that is a nominative case.
If we look at the Kadada alone, then what idea you get? Maybe what case
my idea is ablative case represents the reason.
And also any other case ending that ends with the R.
But in my mind, in this case, I never think it is a nominative plural according to the context. Because we used to say this type of word. We already made many times. That's why.
many times, yes. But more, yes, the itself also very clear. But the maybe because of the salt we add, it became salty. Right? The curry itself is very good. The taste of the curry is okay, but we maybe sometimes we think it may be light. That's why we put it a little bit salt. That's why it became salty. So like this here, kada karana, because of the water karana. So understand is okay. Upajita dadi. Let's go to another one. Upajita dadi. Ajita da. Ajita. Chita. Cheat. Cheat means to collect, to accumulate. And also to arrange. We can say ajita. So it has been, because of it has been arranged, or it has been accumulated. So that meaning, that word ajidada is again explained as a vadida karana. Okay, karana also here. Vadida means increased or developed. So karma that has been developed or increased. So because of that, upajidada. So Cheku Vinyanan, the Karana Buddhasa, Cheku Sa Vinyanan. So here also, Cheku Vinyanan, the Karana Buddhasa, Cheku Sa Vinyanan. So Cheku Vinyanan very clear to make so consciousness of the eye. Okay, that I is not the other, but the cause, Karana Buddha, which is the cause. The cause for the Jagu Vinyana to arise. Okay, the cause. So I is the cause for the Jagu Vinyana. The specific cause for the Jagu Vinyana to arise. So it does not. I is another cause for the other Jeta to arise, only for the I consciousness. So that's why commented at here, Karana Buddhasa Jekusa Vinyana. So another way is Jeku Do Bawadang Vinyana, Jeku Vinyana. Okay. So commented add one more explanation. Jeku Do or two more explanation. Cheku do bawadang vinyanang cheku vinyana. Cheku do from cheku, from eye, from the eye. Bawadang happens, vinyanang, consciousness. So it means the consciousness that happens from the eyes. That's from the eye. That's why it is called cheku vinyana. So another explanation is Chekus main Nisida Vinyana, Cheku Vinyana. So Nisida. So middle word. Pawada or Nisida is elided. So Cheku do Pawadan Vinyana, Cheku Vinyana. Or Chekus main Nisida, Nisida. Nisida means depending on the Cheku. That vinyana consciousness arises. That's why it is a called Cheku Vinyana. So in three ways. Yeah.
So Sayadaw.
Yes.
So that means we can make those three definitions, right?
Yes, yes. We can make it. According to the Athakatha. So we can make it in one of the three ways. We can make a definition. But they are referring to the same meaning, indicating or the eye what? Consciousness of the eye. Or consciousness that arises from the eye. Consciousness that arises depends on the eye. Okay. So in that three manner, we can translate. So because what? Because in order to make it sure, it is also very sure, very clear. No, I think we don't need much explanation about that. Right? So in the sub-commentary, they are mentioning what? Rubadinam Pachayanam Anya Vinyana Sadharanata Asadharanina Vatuna Cheku Vinyana Soda Vinyanandi Nama Udada. So the name Cheku Vinyana as a Cheku Vinyana, Soda Vinyana is a prasa picked up or mentioned. So with the what? with their specific base, okay, with their specific base. So base is a what? So that vijnana that arises depending on the eye base, ear base, nose base, tongue base, and so on. So with their specific base. So rupa, okay, rupa. So visible object, and also sound, smell, taste. Okay, so these are also these are objects depending on the depending on these objects. Not only eye consciousness arises, but also Pancarara, Vajana, Jagu, other Sampadejana, Sandirana, etc. also they arises. So it means they are the visible object, etc. are what? Object that common to any other jhanas. But the eye base is not common for the other jhana to arise, but only specific base for the Chakuvijnana jhana to arise. That's why the Anuti Muladika explained that the Buddha so use the term as a Chakuvijnana, Soda Vijnana, so joining with with their specific base. So Brado now night, Brado now night here means that follows. The words that follows. Soda Vijnana Disubi, Soda Vijnana, etc. also easy one, you're the same method. Okay. So the same we can understand. Definition also the same. Only we can replace with the soda, khana, jinwa, kaya, etc. So tata, therein, Cheku Sanesida, Rupa, Vijanana, Lekana, Cheku Vijnana. Yeah, that paragraph is talking about the characteristic, function, manifestation, proximate cause of these jhanas. Okay, Jaguvinyana jhana has its own function. The function is a what? Characteristics. That characteristic is a what? Jaku sanesita, rupa vijanana lekhanam. So two things are together here. Jaku sanesita, it depends on the eye base. And also recognize visible object. So if we take it like this also okay. So based on the in two way you can take one is basing, it has a characteristic of the basing on the eye base depending on the eye base, and also recognizing visible object. So also if you can take 2 in 1, okay, as a what? Chakuvijnana has a characteristic of recognizing visible object depending on the eye base. Okay, so that is one characteristic. So Chakuvijnana. So rupa, and then the function is what? Rupa mat.
Sayadaw.
Yes.
This is very strange. So in the Anutika, so he explained it as the Kammadaraya Samasa.
Which one?
The Chakku Sanisita Rupa Vijananang. He explained it as the Kammadaraya. It's a Chakku Sanisitanja Tang Rupa Vijananjati. Then how can those two are the same things, you know?
But how can do?
Because if it's the Kammadaraya Samasa, then that means those two things are the same. So one thing is depending on Jakku, and the other thing is knowing the Rupa. How can they be the same? They should be the Donda Samasa.
What about when you say what taking recognize it has a characteristic of recognizing what visible object depending on, okay, if you take like this, depending on eye base.
So okay, so that means the knowing depending on the eye base, right? So it's not two characteristic, it's just one, right?
Yeah.
So you know.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to take it that way. Okay.
That way is.
Oh, I saw there is two things.
Where in the
See,
Muladi.
depending on the eye base. No. Before Sayadaw said in the beginning, you see, depending on the eye base and the knowing the recognize the visible object. That means two functions. But now Sayadaw said only according to the Muladi is actually one.
Muladiga, according to Muladiga, so what?
It's a Kama Darya Samasa.
Kama Jagu Sanesitin Chenja Dan Ruba Vijananja, the Jagu Sanesida Ruba Vijan. We have to read up to the maybe up to the end of that explanation. Okay. A1 Lekanan Jagu Vinyana. So that Jagu Vinyana has that's like characteristics. Tata, there is explanation. Jagu Sanesida Vajanina. Okay, Rubaramanan, Anya Vinyanam, Padekipati. So, because with the what the Jagu Sanesida, so Commenida provide. So that what is purposely added here, because what Rubaramana, Anya Vinyanam, Padekipati. Okay, with this what? The other consciousness are rejected. Okay, Rubaramana, visible object, only visible object. So other consciousness are rejected. And then Ruba Vijanana Vajanena, with the word Ruba Vijanana, Cheku Nesaye, Pasadeyo, Niwadedi. So as I explained you before, so basing on the Rubaramana, not only Cheku Vijnana Jita arises, but also other Samrejana, Sandirana, because that object is as a root materially, it has a longer lifespan. So consciousness is a shorter lifespan, they just arise and dissolve. 3 sub-moments. But for the Rupa, it has a 70 moment it takes. So that's why so Rubaramana will be taken by the other consciousnesses as an object. So by saying Jaku Sanesida, by saying the word Jaku Sanesida, other consciousness that arise depending on the taking visible object is rejected. And then by saying Rupa Vijanana Vajanena, so Jaku Sanesaya Pasadeyo Niwadeti. So the word Rupa Vijanana is what? So with this what? So basing on the eye, okay, depending on the eye base, there arises not only Chitta, but also Phasa, Vedana, Sanya also arises. So these things are, so Phasa is another function, so to touch. Vedana has to feel, but these things are what rejected. Okay. So these two words, Chaku Sanesida, Rupa Vijanana, 2 words are purposely added. Here also you can read Chaku Rupa Vajanehi Ja Nesaya Do Aramana Do Ja. Vijananan Bhavedi Vibhavedi. Okay. So with the word the Chakku and Rupa, so in the explanation of the Chakku Vijnana, then so what the commentator explain is by means of the base and also by means of the object. Okay. Sayadaw and then Aramanado Ja Vijanana Vibhavedi. So even suppose if you say it has a Jagu Vijnana has a characteristic of recognizing visible object alone, then we may interpret that so without eye also we can recognize the visible object. Okay, without eye we can recognize, even though you can say blind person can recognize visible object. So that sort of assumption may arise. And also if we say just a Jaku Sanesita, okay, Jaku Sanesita Lakana alone, so that also will have another question, right? Basing on the maybe eye, basing on the ear or another things. So Jaku Vijnana Jeta will arise. So in order to prevent such a wrong assumption or misassumption, so commentator purposely add these two words. So one thing for sure is the Jaku Vijnana Jeta cannot arise depending on another, but depending on the Jaku visible object as well as recognizing, depending on the eye, and also it recognize visible object. So they are inseparable causes for the Jaku Vijnana to arise. So the way we can, the point we can say is that it is that Jaku Vijnana has, if you say only one characteristic, if you separate recognizing visible object alone or what, depending, it depends on the what characteristic of it, depending on the eye base alone, that will not be perfect meaning. That will not make a sense, real sense of it, the characteristic of a Jaku Vijnana. Okay, so that's why the in the very beginning I told you what two way, okay, two things, two passion, but in one Jeta. Also, that you can take it. Okay, you can take Jaku Vijnana, but these two passions are not doing in a separate times, in different times, but they are doing at the same moment. So based on, without eye base also Jaku Vijnana don't arise, and also without seeing, without recognizing visible object also, without visible object also Jaku Vijnana cannot arise. So
yes, I mean it's clear at the end. So he said the Jaku Rupa Vajane Ja Nisayato Aramanato Ja Vijnananang. So that's clear. So that's why it has to be Kammadaraya Samasa. So in fact it is the Vijnana, but that Vijnana depending on those two things. The Aramana and then the Nisaya. Yes. Yeah, so that's why it's Kammadaraya.
Yeah. So let's go another one. Rupa Madda Ramana Rasam. Okay. Miya. Madda is a Miya. Miya visible object. Rupa Madda Ramana Rasam. What does it explain? Rupa Madda. sa aramanasa gahanan kecha metasa dirupamaddharamanarasa. Okay, so this is what according to Muladika, it explains what Mulam Rupamaddharamanarasa is what Bahuvi Samasa, right? Bahuvi Samasa. This Jaku Viññāṇa Citta has a function of what? Taking mere visible object, taking only visible object. So the function of a Jaku Viññāṇa Citta is that, no other objects. Then Rupa Bhimukha Bhava Paccupattanam manifest. It manifests in our mind. Suppose if we say Jaku Viññāṇa, so we come to recognize as what? Rupa Bhimukha Bhava. Rupa Bhimukha Bhava. So the state of a what? Abhimukha. Abhimukha. Abhimukha means what? How do you say? In Myanmar, it is called Sheshu. Sheshu.
Like in front or something, right?
Yeah. Abhimukha is for what? Or towards, right? Toward the visible object. So, straight up, we can simply say, straight up inclining, okay, straight up bending towards the visible object. So, this is the what? It manifests in our mind. So, whenever we say Jaku Viññāṇa, we say what? It takes visible object. Okay. It is Jaku Viññāṇa is something that takes a visible object. All the time, Jaku Viññāṇa Citta appear in our mind as it's inclining to what? Or bending towards the visible object. Then Padatthana. Ruparamanaya Kiriya Manodhatuya Apakama Padatthana. Padatthana is a proximate cause. A very close cause is what? Apakama. Apakama. Gama is the root gam with the prefix apa. Apakama means apakamadi, you go, you
Go away.
yeah, left behind or go away or cease to exist. Okay, so the what cessation, we can simply say cessation of the Kiriya Manodhatu. Okay, functional my element. So that refer to which Citta? Pañcadwara Vajana Citta. Okay, in the thought process, imagine the thought process. So after the Bhavanga Jalana, Bhavangupa Citta, then there arises what? Pañcadwara Vajana. Paido Advati consciousness. That belong to Kiriya Citta, and also that belong to Manodhatu, my element. So that's why it is a what? Kiriya Manodhatu. So Vibhaka Manodhatu is a Sampadejana. Okay, two Sampadejana. They are called Vibhaka Manodhatu. So Kiriya Manodhatu is the dam for the Pañcadwara Vajana Citta. So the proximate cause for the Jaku Viññāṇa to rise is what? The cessation of the Kiriya Manodhatu. Okay, cessation of the Pañcadwara Vajana Citta. So if that Citta, Pañcadwara Vajana Citta still remain, then Jaku Viññāṇa cannot arise. So it is support Jaku Viññāṇa Citta to rise by means of what? What Pajjaya? By means of what Pajjaya? In the Patthana.
Anantara Paccaya, Sayadaw.
Very good.
Oh, and then also it's the Nati, right?
Nati.
Yeah.
Nat we get that.
You got that, yes.
Yeah. Nandara, Samanandara, Nati. Very good. So if we recite Patana like that, Chaku Vinyana that what? Chaku Vinyana Dadu, Dan Sambyodagaja, Dhamma, Manodhatu Ya, Dan Sambyodagaja, Dhammanan, Anandara Bajina Bajayo, like that. Chaku Vinyana Dadu, together with the is associates. What? Manodhatu Ya. Manodhatu. So that is after the Jaku Vinyana, Sampadejana arises. Okay, Sampadejana Chitta arises. So Panchadara Vajana. After the Panchadara Vajana is it may be what? Purima, Kusala Dhamma. Is there Dhammana? So it will be more clear in the Panyawara. In the Panyawara. In the Pajanidesa. So for that Pali, Pajanidesa may not be obvious, but in the Panyawara is more clear, or the Patana. So here, Kiriya Manodhatuya Abhagama Bhadatana. So proximate cause for the Chaku Vinyana Jeta to right is cessation of the Panchadara Vajana Jeta. So Parado later on.
Hi, Sayadaw.
Yes.
So how should we understand the word in the front? Rupa Ramanaya, Sayadaw.
Rupa Ramanaya Bhadatana. Rupa Ramanaya. Oh, yes, I was see. Rupa Ramanaya Kiriya Manodhatuya. So if we say Kiriya Manodhatuya alone, okay, then we may confuse with the, because that Panchadara Vajana arises not only before Chaku Vinyana Jeta, and also, okay, so before Chaku Vinyana Jeta, Panchadara Vajana arises. At that time, the eye invisible object come into contact. Okay, so it means that Kiriya Manodhatu, that is visible object. Okay, visible object. So Panchadara Vajana, which take a visible object. Okay, so let me say again, Chaku Vinyan, proximate cause for the Chaku Vinyana Jeta to right is cessation of the Panchadara Vajana, that is visible object. Okay, that is visible object. So the what Ruparamanaya is purposely added, not to confuse with the Sodharamanaya, Sadharamanaya, Kandaramanaya. Okay.
So
Because
what case should we take for that word, Rupa Ramanaya?
Ruparamanaya and Kiriya Manodhatuya, the same what? Of.
Genetic case.
Yeah, genetic
But
case.
accusative meaning.
But accusative meaning.
What?
I mean, even it's a genitive case, but case is genitive case, but the meaning is accusative.
Which one? Dhatuya, Manodhatuya.
Kiriya Manodhatuya and the Ruparamanaya.
Well, the Kiriya Manodhatuya, that is accusative meaning. But the Rupa Ramanaya, I don't know. I don't think it's accusative meaning. It's a genitive
Because
of
what
the Kiriya
Sayadaw
Manodhatu.
said, according to Sayadaw's explanation, that means the Kiriya Mano Dhatu, that takes the visible object. So that means according to Sayadaw's translation, that is also the same is with Kiriya Mano Dhatu.
They should be the same name because Visesana, Visesaya, they are Rubaramanaya is adjective for the Kiriya Mano Dhatuya. So they are in the same case, and also they are in the same sense.
So
But,
the Rupa Ramana, if that case, then Rupa Ramana, we have to take it as the Bahupihi Samasa then.
Surely, correct. Very good.
Yes, okay.
Very good. Rubaramanaya, Rubayong, yeah, it tastes, which tastes a visible object.
Yes, okay.
Okay, in my understanding, accusative case sense is not okay. So what do you think? It is off. So cessation.
No. I mean, Sayadaw, because of the suffix ana suffix. You see, we have the abyākatavipāko patatana. So patatana, actually that is ana suffix. So when the ana suffix, they have to connect with the genitive case, but the accusative meaning.
No, I think accusative meaning because of the word apakama. Apakama is going away of what? So the accusative meanings of the word because of the word apagama, not because of the word paratana.
I think it's a patatana.
No, paratana is it's not related to the Kiriya Mano Dhatuya. That's the paratana because of the going away of that. So the going away related to the Kiriya Mano Dhatuya.
Sure.
If you say going away, we have to say going away from somewhere, right?
No. They're going away of that. That one goes away.
Oh, okay.
If you
Is
say off, that is not the accusative.
Yes, it's genitive, but in the accusative meaning. So
Accusative meaning. Abhidhamma. So cessation off, going away off. Okay. Bharatana is for the word Jagu Vinyana. It related to Jagu Vinyana sa Bharatana. Okay. Proximate cause. Panjadwa Vajana Jeda, that is visible object. Okay. Barado Agadani. So that follows. Okay. Something that follows later. Sodadi, Sanesita, Sadadi, Vijanana, Lakanani, Soda, Kana, Jewa, Kaya, Vinyanani. So it is abridged form, so understood. So Sodadi, with the word Adi, you can take a Kana, Jewa, Kaya. And then with the word Sadadi, Adi. So with you can take a Ganda, Rasa, Potapa. And then they are the characteristic of the Soda Vinyana, Kana Jinwa, Kana Vinyana, Jinwa Vinyana, Kaya Vinyana, Chidas. Understandable. Then Sadadi Madda Ramanara Sani. So here also the same Soda Vinyana has a function of Sadhammadda Ramana. Okay, Sadhammadda Ramana, function of the mere sound. Taking, function of the taking, merely sound object, only sound object. Okay, and also only for the Ghana is a smell object, Jewa is a taste object, Kaya is a touch object, tangible object. Sadhadi Bhimukha Bhava Bhajupatanani, the same name as Rupa Bhimukha Bhava Bhajupatanam, and also proximate cause also the same name. Sadhadi Aramananam, Kiriya Manodhadunam, Apagama Padathanani. Okay, Padathanani. So they have their Manoda Panjara Vajana as their cessation of the Panjara Vajana as the approximate cause. But that object may be different from one chitta to another. So Ida Padipa, next paragraph. Ida Padipadiya Dasavarani Hondi. Yeah, if you read where Dhammasaṅgaṇī, as last week I share with you, where are you? So there is here the Jeta, how many? Where they go? So Dasavarani. So Ida Badabadi Badiya Dasavarani Hondi. So in the order of the word. So in the Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, there you can see 10 words. Chaku Viññāṇa Citta. Okay. So 10, that would be 10 words. So here we add one Yiva Panaga Dhamma, that's why 11. And then Agahi Daganina, by taking only the new ones, then there you can have only 7 because of the repetitions are there. Tesu Banja Avivadikani. So among them, 5 are not to be analyzed because they appear only one time. So 2 they appear they are Savivadikani, they are to be analyzed. Tesu, so among these 2 Dhamma, Chedam, so the word Cheda appear in 2 places. Okay, Phasa Pañcamaka Vasena Jiva. So by means of the Phasa Pañcama group. So in the Phasa group also Chitta is here. So Phasa Vedana Sanya Cetana Chitta. Okay. So in the case of Indriya also, Indriya Vasenacha. So in the Indriya also here, Manindriya. Okay, as a Manindriya, here is a Chitta. Both are referring to the Chitta. In this way, Dvisudhane Suvibhade Gachati, that goes to the analysis in 2 cases, 2 locations, 2 groups. So what about the Vedana? Vedana Phasa Pañcaka, Jananga, Indriya Vasena, Disu Yeva. So Vedana appear in 3 groups. So Phasa Vena Sanya Jena Chitta also, there is a Vedana. Then in the Jhana group also, for the Jaku Viññāṇa, there is Ubekha Vedana. The Indriya group also, there is Ubekha Indriya. So in this way, it appears 3 times. Rasayobi Rasi group also, Imewa Deya Hondi, only 3 groups are there. Yewa Banago Ego Manasikaro Ewa. So Manda Yewa Banaga Dhamma, only 1 Yewa Banaga Dhamma, that is Manasikara. Okay. Then, so that is about the first paragraph of 431. So go to the Nidhisa Vada, 436, paragraph number 436. Nidhisa Vadi, Chaku Viññāṇam Bandarandi, Vatu Do Vokdam. So if you read the Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, there you may see paragraph number 436. Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, paragraph number 436. Where it is. Let me reach there. Oh, 3, 6. There you find about the citta. Okay. Kadaman dasame samaye cittan hoti. Yan dasame samaye cittan mano manasan hadaya. Pandaram. So there is the word pandara. So nidisa wari cheku vinyanam pandaram di vatu do vodam. Okay. The word pandara is said in the cheku vinyana in the explanation section of the detailed description section of the cheku vinyana as pandara. Our cheku vinyana is said to be pandara. So by means of what? By means of base. What to do as a base. So here there is a controversial point. Kusalanhi adano parisodadaya pandaranama. So kusala jita is a call what? Bandara. Is a name as a bandara. In the kusala jita also there is the word bandara is used there. In order to say what? Adano parisodadaya, because of purity of itself. Okay. Kusala jita, as you see, kusala itself is a pure jita. That's why it is called bandara. Then what about the agusala? In the agusala case also, in the session, explanation session of the agusala jita, then the word bandara is used there. Then commentator explain what the bhavanga nesandina. Nesandina. Nesanda is what? Bhavanga nesanda. Nesanda is maybe
like a result, outcome.
Bhavanga nesanda. A chosen, yeah. So consequence. Consequence. So as a consequence of the what? Life continuum. Bhavanga. So Bhavanga jeta also bandara. Okay, jeta, Bhavanga jeta is also no kala is there in the Bhavanga jeta. Okay, so no kusala, no akusala. But after the Bhavanga jeta, so sometimes akusala jeta rises. That's why it is here commentator give Bhavanga nesandina because of the as a result or consequence of the Bhavanga, it is called bandara. Then for the vibhaka jeta, now we are talking about the vibhaka. Why vibhaka jeta is called bandara? Because what to bandara da? So, because vibhaka jeta based on the what? So the base of the vibhaka jeta is pure. Okay, that's why vibhaka jeta is said to be bandara, pure. But the regarding this Muladika, I think Muladika, if you read there, you may see Muladika don't agree so much with that idea. Have you read there? Do you have access to the so here
yeah,
what
yeah,
to
Sayadaw. Yes,
okay.
we're looking at it right now, Sayadaw.
Vatu Bandarada, the Sayadaw Dhammana Abhidhamma Sabawa Parisodana Pasada Hadaya Vatu Nesayana Vasena Bandara Sabawan Jadan di Adebayo. Okay. Bandara Bawa. Sayadaw Dhammana Abhidhamma. Okay. So this Vibhaga Dhamma is cannot be opposite to the what? Evil Dhammas, that is Akusala Dhammas. And also Sabhava Parisodhanam, so naturally pure. Pasada Hadaya Vatu Nesayana. So Pasada is a clear, crystal clear, so sensitivities are there, and also habits. So they are naturally pure. Okay. Vasena Bandara Sabhawan Jadam Ti Devayo. So that is the Devayo means the explanation or the intention or the commentator. Pana. So okay, you can read. Ayambana nayo chatuwo kari nalabadi. Okay, nalabadi. So in the Arupa plane, so that sort of explanation. Okay, the method, ayanayo, this method of explanation will not work. Okay, nalabadi. Therefore, Tatha in the Arupa plane, Bhavangasa, or the Bhavanga, and also the door from the Bhavanga, Nekanda Kusala Satya, Nekanda Akusala Satya. So Nekanda means coming out. So from the Bhavanga, Akusala Jeda, even though it is not come out, but it is abhiya as it's coming out of the Bhavanga. Nekanda Kusala Satya, Pandarada, so the state of being pure, there will not be nasiya. Okay. So it means in the Arupa plane, it is a not workable. Okay. No base in the Arupa, no Rupa is at all there. So if we take as a commentator, say, Atakata said, so if that explanation will not be workable. Rupa plane, where there is no physical or material base, no bhavanga, no sensitivities, and also no habits. It's there. That's why it is impossible in the Arupa. Therefore, in the Adatta, in the Arupa plane, so Pandarada, Tasama Datta Pandarada Yakarana Vodabha. So therefore, the reason why, so the state of being pure in the Arupa plane, purity or the Chetas in the Arupa plane should be mentioned. So sub-commentator is a very brief explanation. Sabhavo Vayam Chetasa Bandarada. Okay. So all the Chetasa means all the Cheta, Ayam Bandarada. This is state of being pure of the Cheta is Sabhava. Sabhava is a nature. So the purity is a nature of the mind. Okay. So that only we can take. So mind is very pure. Okay, so mind not because of the base is pure, that's why it is pure. If we say like that, it does not cover all the existences. Okay, so to cover all the existences, if we say the nature of mind is pure, that's why the Buddha said bandara, the word bandara for the kusala, akusala, abyākata, like that. So that commentator in sub-commentator, when sub-commentator add another explanation, more reasonable. Okay. So that's why we need a kind of if we read something, we need to have a kind of analysis, right? A kind of analysis whether commentary explanation is okay or not. Okay. So sometimes it is necessary to add a more explanation or deeper explanation, more reasonable explanation, and we have to find it out. So as a sub-commentator do here, so that is.
Sayadaw.
Yes. Yes.
So does that mean that based the commentator, his explanation of the purity? So for the kusala and no, okay. So for kusala, then it's just because the mind is that citta is pure on its own. But for the akusala and vipaka, then he said that it's pure because of the base. I don't quite understand what he is very brief here. So akusalang bawanga nesandena. So when he explained the purity, that word for the akusala, that he says that because it comes out from the bawanga.
Yes, that is akusala. Purity of akusala citta is explained in that domain.
Comes out from bawanga.
Come out of bawanga.
Yeah. But then in the mulatika, then in that part, then he says the ayang pananayo chatuwokare nalapanti titatha pawangasa tato nikanta kusalasa jabantarata nasiya. So here, what is tato? So
the door bawangasa, data bawangasa, cha. Okay, we can understood. Cha is understood. Bawangasa cha. The door means from that bawanga. From that bawanga citta, nekanda agusalasa cha.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there it is not possible. The purity of a bhavanga and also purity of the agusala that comes out of bhavanga in the arupa plane.
I see. Okay.
So that means he very clever. Sub-commentator is very, very skillful in writing. So he don't directly reject, right? Commentator's explanation, because commentator trying to say it in three ways. Okay, what for the kusala is because of the kusala is a pure, that's why it is a bandara. For the akusala is a bhavanga nesandina. So for the kusala explanation, it is a reasonable. But the akusala's explanation and vipaka explanation.
But Sayadaw, for the akusala, what's wrong with that? Because in the Chatuwokara, they still have bhavanga and they still have akusala. So what's wrong with that explanation of the commentator then?
Because bhavanga citta has to be based on the vipaka. Bhavanga Jeta is a Vipaka, right?
Yes.
So let's say Vipaka Jeta, they should have a base. They should have a base. So for the Vipaka Jeta community is playing Vipaka is a bandara because what to bandarata? No, Vipaka Jeta is a pure, but what to bandarata? Base is a pure. That's why Vipaka Jeta is said to be pure bandara. So that is problem. Because in the Arupa plane, there is no base, no physical base, no heart base, no sensitivities are there.
So, but it looks to me that for in the commentator explained the pure of the akusala only because it comes from the bhavanga. He doesn't say anything about the watu.
Yeah. So bhavanga where come from bhavanga? Okay. So bhavanga based on the watu. Okay. Bhavanga come based on the watu.
Yeah.
Bhavanga Jeta Abhiya based on the heart base. Depending on heart base. So because that is because community explanation is happy is a pure, that's why Vipaka Jeta is a pure. And also Akusala is a pure because Bhavanga, it come out of the Bhavanga, or it is a consequence of the Bhavanga. So if you say like that, if you cut down a tree, then what happens? The whole tree become whether branches or stem or whatever, it became already what? Firewood, right? In Myanmar, we go a yin le, a fia, 10 feet. A yin, if we cut down the tree from the stem, then all the branches, including the stem, become firewood. So also here, so commentator, sub-commentator pick up the watu, okay? The availability of the watu is a questionable. So then if we then basing on this point, sub-commentator argues and also provide another reason. Sabhava Vayan Chitta Sabandarata. So
yes, thank you, Sayadaw.
Yeah. In the Dhammapada also, I think there is a verse about the Chitta, right? Chitta is a very bright and very clear, very pure, like that.
You mean like the Papa Saramitam, like that type?
Yeah, that one. Papa Saramitam Chitta, like that. Durangama Ekajara, Asariran Guhasya, something like that. So about the Mano, about the Chitta. So very good. Thank you for listening. Let's conclude by saying Buddha Sasanang Jiran Detadu. Buddha Sasanang Jiran Detadu. Buddha Sasanang Jiran Detadu. Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Welcome.
Sayadaw.
Good night, Sayadaw.
Good night, good morning.
Good night, Sayadaw.
Bye bye.